Okay, so cable's just showing some signs of rejecting this H4 order block. US index has been rallying hard. This 4-hourly candle closes in 2 minutes. It'd be interesting to see whether it can close above or below this old low. Euro on a 5-minute basis. From a 15-minute point of view, we ran yesterday's high, we rolled over, pressed back up, retesting. This is a daily order block level. May hit it and roll over still, could blow through it, and then reload and continue higher. Dangerous to get long this high up in the market. I'm just going to sit on my hands still. Cable's potentially closing a bearish engulfing candle in the next sort of minute and a half. Down to 1 minute to go. It'll be interesting to see whether this hourly candle closes below to create a bearish engulfing, which will create a bullish order block, a bearish order block here, the up candle. And potentially give us a move back to the downside off this 4-hourly order block here. Run up into it, may get a rejection, you come back down at least sort of to these old highs, 25.50 area. So there's 70 pips of range there to work with, which is back down to these highs down here. So maybe back down 25.60, 25. There's a good 60 pips of range there, but we do need to see some. So it's closed below it. US index closed above this old high. Could continue back up into the range. Euro, when we swept these lows, I thought maybe we'd reload to the upside, but I'm more inclined now to think we are going to drop. I don't like the way the shape of this high. It's just run up here and rolled over, rather than giving a nice exhaustion run higher and snap down. It sort of just rolled over and gathered momentum. We've retested this. I do think it's going to continue lower. The cable's going to keep dropping as well. It's just a matter of identifying an entry. Got this consolidation that formed prior to us running, hitting the order block, hitting it. We ran up into it, broken down out of it now. And just breaking to the downside of that. Could still come back to this order block. May not too. Maybe forming a new order block here to get short on. Quite a strong move lower on the US index. I'd expect it to come down, perhaps potentially, and retest this low before, even if it is going to bounce on the 4-hourly. In terms of the H1, we've just broken back inside this range. New hourly candle started with a rally, so it could be the wick. It may come back down yet. So it's definitely not a confirmed big bullish move even on the US index hourly yet. Could just be hitting this area before then rolling over and breaking back again to the downside and continuing this downtrend. So I'm a little bit reticent to be jumping in short on the euro and cable. And this could just be a sweeping of the lows and then continuing the uptrend. You know, we've run this low and rejected. We're going to now continue higher. I'm just going to keep my powder dry for the minute. Could also just be retesting this daily order block, ready to hit it and drop lower and fill in some of this liquidity void. So there's arguments for both sides of the market when you're running into areas like this daily order block, higher time frame areas, and you're right at them. Yeah, it's highly likely to see a reaction off this back into the range. But at the same time, on the US index, it's just as likely for this to see a drop down and make new lows, and for this to rally off these old highs and continue the uptrend. So the counter trend trades that are potentially not as likely to work out in your favour as taking trades with the trend with a clear target above us. The cable on the 5 minute here has run this low, failed to create this as an order block. It broke down, it's closed quite bullish, so we've now swept below these lows and now potentially pressing higher. So it could be creating could be creating a pullback here, but just need to be patient and wait for it to finish setting up before we leap in. Cable's rallying hard here. Might come in with a small short position. Let's see whether we get a breakdown from this level, or whether it is going to go straight through the highs, which will give us a small stop out. It's to break down, we'll take a punch back. Just see whether it wants to press back down out of that order block. The overall target could be back down there. I think for me, I might just target a run back below those lows if it wants to. US index is reacting quite bearishly there. Might just have the wrong idea. The thing I don't like about it is that we didn't close below this consolidation before returning back up to the highs. I don't like that about the trade. We did break this low, but I'd have preferred it to see it in a nice deep retracement, then return back into this level rather than bouncing straight from here and going up. see how this candle closes, and probably manage this quite aggressively. Technically the setup is there. It is a counter trend trade though, so we'll see what happens with it. Okay, so we've closed that candle. There's a bit of a hesitation candle really. It looks like we're going to run up and blow through this high, potentially continue higher on the day, which is fine if it does that. I've got 0.5% risk on it, so if I lose 0.5%, I'll lose 0.5%. I think I went through all the reasons I didn't want to go long this high in the range into a 4-hourly order block. Potential, US index had run its range, bounced back inside it. May well continue down lower into this rejection block or these old lows. There's all sorts of reasons why cable may well continue higher. I've been through those previous videos. Things that made this setup potentially not as high, likely to turn out in the right direction was the fact that we failed to break this consolidation prior on the breakdown. We've just pin barred off it, so it found support off the lows of that consolidation. Hence the reason I didn't want to go short down here, because your stops have still got to be up here. Getting short right up here in the range, you've at least got a really tight stop. It's a 10 pip stop. If it runs these highs, then the idea is wrong. If it does break down from here and punch lower, well and good. There's potentially 70 pip range to the downside if it goes down. I guess it could still run this high, reject, and go lower. But I'm happy to risk 0.5% on 10 pips. For 7 pips worth of range, at least 40 to 50 pips maybe. Total sort of range of 7 pips, and that would see us with sort of, if it gets 70, we get 3.5%. 50, we get 2.5%. So there's still something on it, but not risking the whole week's profits. We walk away with 13.5% rather than the full 14%, I guess. I did say I was going to be conservative on it, so I am. If this trade doesn't work out, then I probably won't be taking any more trades, at least until New York. I may take something on New York if it's really clear. If not, I'll just be going to bed. Euro, I still feel like it's going to come down and fill in this range, but I don't like the way the high is set up. I don't even like it on a 5-minute chart. There's nothing clear there to me. Possibly could be going long off this level, being the fact that we've run out these lows back into the range, into the consolidation range, and pressing back down. If US index is going to keep dropping, that could be enough for the euro to hit this level and then catapult higher and run out the high of the day. So there is that potential on euro. It's failed to close below this consolidation as well. So it could go high, it could go lower, and when it's in that situation where I feel there's a 50-50 chance of it going up or down, I'm not willing to get in on it. The only reason I was happy to get short cable was we did have the setup at least. And now with this very bullish close to this 5-minute candle, I'm even more inclined, if this returns back into a profitable situation, to maybe pull it. Because of the bullishness. If this candle had been able to close right down here or below the order block level, I might have considered staying in. But strength of it. The other thing to consider with these is 50% of that order block. It's about there. Delete the Fibbo, so that's about 50% of the order block. It looks a bit high actually. Fraction high, possibly. That might be 50% of the order block there. So that's the extreme end of the level. So we really need to see it. This is an opportunity potentially to pull this trade, basically break even. 0.5% risk. If I pull it and it drops, I'll probably be disappointed in myself. If it runs higher and I lose 0.5%, it's really neither here nor there. So, if I had a large lot size on it, you know, you're over risking your trade, you probably get out of it. But, the likelihood of the trade working out for me at the moment is less than, and you can probably hear that in my voice. I'm not highly confident in the trade. It's almost a exercise in practicing price action. Euro is doing on the 5 minute on the euro. This high, pull back up. This high. £100 quite weak still, so it's still heading down away from its setup that I had last night. Again, I only had 0.5% risk on this, but the stop was up above this high, so it was tiny position. Currently, it's up probably 1 to 1. It's up 43 pips. It's almost up 0.5%. And euro is just a case of whether it's going to break down and break these lows, whether it's going to catapult off this order block to new highs, stopping my cable trade out. We could pull cable right now, but we went in with 0.5% risk. What's the point in leaping out? Couldn't even pull it for profit right now. It's punched down quite strongly there. Let's see. I know I'm making this video long. See what's in the news. It's 5,000 currently sitting on. Oh, straight bets. What's this dude done? He's lost even money, has he? Or what did he do? He's currently sitting on $1 million. Cracked the 7-figure mark, and then some. Started with 35k on Ross IRA in February, March. He said he pulled out 50,000 on the way. Maybe trading fund looks like on the charts. Wow. 35k and he started this money trading with FTMO. You don't put your own money in FTMO, can't you just trade with FTMO's money? Yeah, that's I think I'll go to bed. FOMO, not FTMO. FOMO, fear of missing out. Yeah, good on him. He sounds like he's a bit of a gambler. I don't see how that makes news, but anyway, it's obviously just a hot story. USD turning into the main news due to COVID infections way. Has reduced their borrowing. Maybe that has given the US dollar some strength. Consumers reducing their borrowing. There doesn't seem to be anything major that's released that's causing this market to move. It's possibly the Eurogroup meetings. You never know what's being said in these meetings, and they can move the markets. So, and when I go back here, yeah, we've got quite a nice 5-minute engulfing. There's a new 5-minute order block here. Could be aggressive and try to stop down. We'll see what the next 5 minutes gives us. That'll close out this 15-minute candle. If this 15-minute candle closes up near the high, it's probably going to keep going higher. If it wants to reverse and drop, then see what it gives us. Certainly getting some volatility into it. This recording's going on for about 20 minutes, so I might just pause it there. And but you can see we're getting some volatility. It's jumping up and down a lot more aggressively. So this one wants to flip and give us a new lower low on the 5 minute. This trade might still be on. Interesting to see the lower high. Let's throw something like we had some divergence on the MACD earlier. Between that high and that high, what have we got here? High here, no, lower high in here. We really didn't. So between here and on a 15-minute, we had a divergence between here and going way back. So this sort of been diverging all the way up, and then it formed, a lower high here, and we formed a lower high here. I thought maybe we might have some divergence between here to here, but no. I'm only pulling up these indicators just to for a bit of fun, really, more than anything else. It's not something that I use. I wouldn't even, almost the fact that there's divergence on the MACD almost tells you that it's actually going to go higher. RSI, let's see what we've got now. RSI, sure no divergence there either. Between these highs here, certainly divergence there. There's a lower high there, higher high there, lower high, high highs here. This has been diverging the whole time on the RSI. This is quite a fast RSI. Had some divergence happening there to there on the RSI. But here to here in this section there's none. So 5 minute chart, we've got some divergence there. Let's make this RSI, oops, go back to like a 14. Yeah, see, that's the divergence still, it sort of still shows up. So we've got, sorry, this recording's going on for ages now, guys. We've got, what have we got, 40 seconds left in this candle, so I'll wait for this candle to close and then we'll pause the recording. Once we break these lows or come back down into this area, we can trail our stop back down to break even on this trade. Quite aggressive with it. That's if it comes down and breaks these lows. It might want to break higher. But how's this 15-minute candle going to close? It's closed below the 5-minute order block. So 5-minute wise, so 15-minute wise, it's a straight star type candle. Certainly showing some bearishness in there still. This index is starting to flip to the upside, so if it gets some strength, we may well see this Euros hit this level, potentially wanting to break higher. But it could just as easily blast through that and smash down. Fairly solid bearish candle there. You could see another nice big bear candle and a press down. And hopefully cable keeps dropping. I will update you down the track. Okay, just back with us again, just because I've noticed something here. We've got this range here that I identified that I wanted to see broken and close below. We've come back down and we've just reacted quite bullishly off exactly 50%. If you look at the range here, 50% lines up with this actually hourly order block level. And you can see the bullish reaction we're getting out of that, leading into the close of this 15-minute candle. So that's something of interest, and that level was drawn off the open of this candle before we rallied up. That was right in the middle of the 50% of that consolidation range. So it's only a small consolidation range, but it's interesting to note the strong reaction right off the 50% of that range. I really want to see that range broken for the strength of this down trade. And you can see the euro has broken again through the bottom of its range and is looking quite weak. So it'll be interesting to see where it closes. US index 4 hourly's flipped to bullish, hourly will be the same, because this is the first hour of the new 4 hourly candle. But again, we're just interesting to see whether it gets any legs up in the remainder, and whether cable is actually a bit stronger than the euro, and the better short might actually have been with the euro rather than cable, but we didn't really have the setup on euro. You could look at a retest short here on the next 15-minute candle. If it closes below this, which it's just closed, so you could, if we get a retest here, you could look at a short there, stops above here to go back in to fill this range. That's not a bad trade, and I might actually look at that as a second trade for today. Cable here, you note euro's closed lower, cable's actually closed higher in here. Even though it's closed down, we've got this big bullish candle, it's almost a morning star pattern, but it didn't quite close as strongly bearish as I was hoping. Really was looking for that to punch down. I'm looking for this hourly candle to almost flip bearish and close down here somewhere. But it's just not moving the way I wanted it to. Euro's possibly worth a short here. Stops again about 10 pips up. Targeting these lower highs. 30 odd pips. Looks like it might run without me. Wait and see. Okay, so I'm going to short euro here. Let's see if we get a punch down on it. Or it might just go straight up. Wait and see. So just looking at this, we've created a higher low here on the 5 minute. So you've got a low, higher low. We're still creating lower highs. Depending on how this candle closes. I'm just going to say we've got a down candle here prior to this little move up. This is potentially where we're going to bounce off and run the high. So if this was a significant volume of trade, this is where I'd be probably getting out or reducing the volume on the trade. Purely and simply because we failed to make a lower low here on the 5 minute. A lot of this trade is based on a 5 minute reversal here. I'm going to hold it. I feel that there is still room for the US index to move, make a pullback into the range. I don't have a large volume on this trade. And depending on how we close this hour, there's a few things. It's an hourly candle. This hourly candle could close really bullish. I'd have preferred to have seen this close in a bearish fashion to confirm the downtrend. Obviously, I mean, I'm short, so obviously I want it to close down, but 15 minute, we're wicking, doing all sorts of things, so it's still showing bearish pressure in here. I don't have a huge outlay on the trade, so I'm happy to hold it. But it's really not high probability at this point in time. If it breaks down here and made a retest, that's where it becomes a lot more high probability. But I've got a discount entry at the top of the range, tight stop, and once we break this area, I'll be bringing that stop to break even if we break this area. If we don't and we trigger off this area here, this is, like I say, where you could be looking to shut this trade down and say, okay, we failed to make a lower low here, we're potentially reloading now to go higher. So we've just closed that hourly candle. It's made a fractal high. We've got a high with a low high. There's actually a low high to the right of it. On the hourly chart, these candles have all got lower lows. It has closed bullish though. US index is closed quite bullish. Euro is closed quite bearish, so it should roll over and keep dropping into this range to fill this void in. So cable could well drop, but it's certainly showing more strength than euro. So I'm happy with the euro short almost than I am the cable short. So from all those points of view, it is really tempting just to pull cable and just hang on to euro and let it go. But I've also seen these situations on cable where euro will make a drop and then cable will just explode. So yeah, for the risk on it, I'm happy to hold it. But for trading high probability setups, this is a lower probability setup, in my opinion, at the moment. And this would be where you could be pulling it if, say, you'd had a down week and you didn't want to increase your losses, you're on a losing streak, or you know, I don't know, or you've got too much. You should be trading with too much volume on. But if you did have if I had a full 2% on this trade, I'd certainly be collapsing at least half. Or be trailing stops to break even. You could even do that and say if it breaks this high, you could trail your stops down at this level. So if it breaks that level, but if it breaks down from here, I'm happy to hold it. And you could just be really tight about your demands on the market and on price action, and say you have to drop from here, otherwise I don't want to be in it. And it is largely the case. I guess I'm just giving it a little bit of room to move because I do feel the US index has got some bullish potential in it, and it only takes someone to come out and say something for cable to drop through the floor. Or they might be holding it up and letting euro pound drop, which it's doing quite nicely for me. So this euro pound trade is working out quite nicely. Anyway, I'm getting really long on this video, so I'm going to just pause it and come back with the outcome at the end of the trade. So that cable trade is just closed out. So negative 0.5% on that. You could run a trend line down across these highs here, and you've got a wedge forming in here and a breakout to the upside. So it's most likely going to continue higher from here. USDX has rallied up, pulled back. Could keep going higher. Euro pound's dropping nicely. Euro USD dropped. Is now pulling back. Could still roll over. Or it could reverse and go straight higher. So that's where we're at for today on that one. It did come back down and retest the midpoint of this consolidation again and reject it. And that could have been another position area to get out on that. But that's where it's at. I'll probably leave it there for tonight and talk to you again tomorrow.